With so much software and so many services available in the short-term rental industry these days, it's increasingly difficult to keep up to date with what's on the market and to determine whether it's a maybe or a must-have for you and your business. So meet one provider each week in a short interview, learning what they do and what they offer. So if you have around 20 minutes to spare, it could prove to be a very good investment to stick around. So let's see who and what is out there, one by one. With me, Deborah Larby, also known as the Guest Inspector. Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Techsplained with the Guest Inspector. There are very important people within our business ecosystems, guests, neighbours and of course your staff. But a truly important and often a thankless, a vital job are those of your cleaners, and finding, scheduling and paying these cleaning companies can take a lot of your time. And do they look after your linen too? These are vital aspects of your business. Do you have a seamless and painless process in place? Well, today we'll learn about some software that can help. Today I'm chatting with Tim, who will explain to us what Doinn offers. Hello, Tim. How are you?
Hey, Deborah. Thank you for having me.
Pleasure. Thank you for coming along today. Tim, can you please tell us in one sentence, what does Doinn do?
Doinn connects short-term rental owners and operators with the housekeeping platform, and that connects them with housekeeping companies to automate their services.
Okay. So I want to use Doinn. How do I start using Doinn? Is this something that is integrated then through my PMS, or how are you integrated? How do I find you and use you?
So Doinn, we actually have two sides of the business. We mainly focus on the housekeeping companies because we saw that housekeeping companies, they were working still very, I don't want to say prehistoric, but let's just say prehistoric. So they were not digital. So we saw a huge gap there. So we wanted to build a software that helps housekeeping companies. So first, that's one layer of the business. Second of all, if you are a property manager or operator, you can subscribe to our platform as well and connect it to your PMS, or even easier, just to your booking calendar on Airbnb, VRBO, or any other website you might be using.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so this is a platform for cleaning companies and a platform for property managers, and they speak to each other. They're connected. Beautiful.
Correct.
Okay. So then I'm assuming then when the booking comes through, it's an automated process that the cleaning company gets notified of the checkout date.
Exactly. So when you connect your calendar, you can select whether you want the housekeeping company to come in immediately at the checkout time or at a different timing. We just import all the information from your calendar or from your PMS system so that you don't have to worry about booking each individual cleaning every single time, or just remember to book the cleaning. Just let it run on autopilot.
Mm-hmm. And I suppose, given that you're only using cleaning companies, if someone is sick, it doesn't matter. The cleaning company will still allocate someone. So it's not like you're dealing with an individual cleaner.
Correct. We are focused on business to business. So that's also why we focus on larger property management companies or people with multiple units as well, so that we can also negotiate the best rates between both parties.
Mm-hmm. So on the day of checkout, as a property manager, on the day of checkout, how do I know that the cleaner is going or has been or is in there?
So our platform also comes with an app for the housekeepers, for the people that actually go to the house, where they can check in as soon as they get to the house. So you know on the platform that the service has started. You also know how long they will take. There is a communication system in the app as well, because let's say you enter the house as a housekeeper and you see there was a huge party the day before. There's liquor bottles everywhere, confetti, a foam machine still running. I don't know. Crazy things have happened. Obviously, you want to report that to the owner and let them know, like, listen, we're still going to do the cleaning, but instead of the estimated 2 hours, we're going to take a lot longer. They can take pictures, they can make notes. So everything is in direct communication as well.
Good. So they have to document it, and I can have access to that in real time.
Correct.
And when they've gone, I know place is ready for the next check-in.
Exactly. Yeah. And also on the housekeeping company part, you also have a checkup on, like, you estimate a certain job. So we offer the property managers a fixed fee per size of the unit. So let's say you have a 1-bedroom apartment, it's going to be X amount based on X amount of time. So as a housekeeping company, when you make an estimate for a 1-bedroom, let's say we're going to need 2 hours, and your housekeepers are working 2.5 hours in there, where is that difference coming from? Is that because it was extra dirty? Did we underestimate? Are the people just working a little bit slower? We don't know. But that's also, so it works on, it can be working on both sides, and the numbers coming in on both sides as well.
Yeah. So in this situation, they have to actually justify why they spent an extra 30 minutes in there. The cleaner does.
Exactly. And it's also, it comes back to your dashboard in the platform. So you know exactly which cleaners are always on time, which cleaners are taking a little bit longer, or which properties are always taking a little bit longer. So everything can be broken down into very detailed reporting.
Right. And if this notification is going out to a cleaning company, is it a cleaning company, or is it a pool of cleaning companies that Doinn use or offer?
We did it. We mostly take part of the we take control of the property. So when a property manager starts working with us, they give us a list of their properties, and we divide those properties over to the housekeeping companies. Most of the time, we're trying to keep one housekeeping company with one property manager being, like, managing all those properties. We do work with multiple housekeeping companies in one region, so that when there is some trouble or some issues with one company, we can easily switch to another one. So that's also the way we always keep the best rates on the market as well.
Right. And let's say I like my property staged in a certain way. I want to see when the cleaner's finished that she's put the cushions on the couch nicely, et cetera, et cetera. Do they have to document when they finish and show photos of the finished product?
It's not obligated, but we have, like I said, we have the option to post the photos immediately, and they come also in the report afterwards, so you can double check that everything is done well. Also, our app allows you to upload the link to your Airbnb or your advertisement or your own website, or even to a drive where you have put out the layout and the thing, how you want the things laid out.
Okay.
So it's possible. It's not obligated, but it can definitely be asked. We also have an option for the checklist that just can be followed. So the housekeepers come in, they see we have a checklist. Okay, pillows this way, it books alphabetically, blah, blah, blah. At the end, take a picture of everything, check off, picture, done.
Yeah, fantastic. Now, I do know that you've got your own protocols, and they're pretty strict, down to disinfecting the keys. So the staff are trained, or they're told that this is the protocol that they must follow as a minimum?
Most housekeeping companies adhere to this protocol at the moment. This is still something that comes from before COVID, but I think we're going to keep using that until the future. But most of the housekeeping companies we work with, they have their strict disinfection policies already in place.
Okay. And another thing with given that they're companies, do they provide their own products and equipment?
That's a very good question. That depends. Some companies do, some companies don't.
Okay.
My responsibility lays mostly in the United States, where most companies actually, they would provide their own supplies. In Europe, it's more common to have the supplies available in the unit.
Okay. Well, okay. So location dependent. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, you use certified cleaners. How do you certify them? What is this certification?
We want to make sure, one of the things that we value the most is we want to create an environment that that I'm trying to figure out how to say this, where the policies are correct, where people are used. Like, we want companies that don't exploit laborers. They involve everybody, from weather culture handicap or social layer you are, this is very important to us. We want to involve everybody, and that's basically where most of our certification comes from. We're looking for these kind of companies. Also, companies that work with sustainable products is something that we'd like to carry very highly up, because we see that is definitely necessary in this day and age. Sustainability, ecological use of products, trying to lower the waste and everything.
Okay. And okay, I think we can just go into the different things also that you can include. So linen. So how does the linen aspect work with these cleaning companies? Or is it a separate thing?
Oh, that's always a very loaded question, and there's so many different answers to that. That's again location dependent. In Europe, laundries are already equipped for linen rental. So it's very easy for a housekeeping company or for an owner to connect the two with each other. So a lot of times here in Europe, people offer either it's offsite linen or whether it's linen rental. That goes hand in hand. In the United States, that issue is a lot more complicated, because linen rental doesn't exist. Most of the laundry companies, when they offer linen rental, it's very low end, which is not something that most professional property managers want to use. So there in the United States, the bigger question is there laundry on site? Because in that scenario, American washers and dryers are a lot faster than our European ones.
And bigger.
If you have to do laundry, if bigger, and if you have to do laundry in Europe, the washer takes an hour and a half to 2 hours. In America, it's done in 30 minutes. So if it needs to be done in house still, it's gonna cost a lot more for the service because they have to wait. Because housekeeping companies can come in with 2 people and clean the house. It would take 1 person in 1 hour, but if you have to wait for the machine, you're still losing that time.
So you said hired linen is not really available in America.
No.
The hotels are using it, aren't they? I would have thought there'd be something. Look, good business idea. Hired linen in America.
Well, I know a few companies and actually worked for a company as well that is trying to solve that issue. The thing is, even with hotels, and in the previous job, I was working for a linen manufacturer out of Europe, working for the United States. So I'm very familiar with the issue. Hotels. Most of the hotels that do the linen rental or the linen hire are low-end, full-service hotels, like you think motel kind of style on the side of a highway. The bigger hotels in the cities, the urban hotels, they want to have an option of which linen they choose. So they mostly purchase their own linen and they hire an outside laundry company to come pick them up on a regular basis.
Right. Okay. Okay, but you can supply linen. Could be a bit of a headache, but it's there. It's included. And that's coordinated with the cleaning company. So we don't have to do anything in terms of linen.
In Europe, yes, you don't. That can be completely incorporated.
Yeah. Okay. And you also on your website mentioned amenities. So is that again the cleaning company can provide something like that?
There are cleaning companies that actually offer that. Again, this is depending on the partners that we find. Some of them do it. And again, it's also something that a lot of property managers just want to control themselves because they went to a hotel or they stayed somewhere and they really love this one nice little soap from Gilchrist & Home or from Bigelow or whatever is out there. And they just want to use that. So it's all depending. It's a possibility. Again, we encourage as well the housekeeping companies as the property managers to do it all with one person, just because of convenience. Because it's important that everything is automated.
Yes, absolutely.
On our side,
yeah. And you also do a meet and greet service. How is that working in the system?
Exactly. That is mainly because we also saw that a lot of the property managers, and especially now with remote work and promoting travel and passive income, a lot of property managers and owners, they are not close to their units anymore. So it's very tough, and especially when you're dealing with older buildings where you don't have the availability of a smart lock yet to let the people in. So the housekeeping companies that we work with have the option as well to offer a meet and greet check-in and check-out as well. So to hand over the keys, to inspect the unit upon entry together with the guests, as well as the checkout.
That's great. Very good to know. Now, what is your unique selling point? Do you have one?
The unique selling point is mainly focused on the digitalization of the housekeeping companies, the automation for the property managers, and the fact that we are being the middleman. There, all the communication, everything, we negotiate the deals, we find the companies, we make sure that they are vetted. So that makes us completely different from some of the competition that is out there, where it's not a bidding market, it's a personal, it's a platform with a personal approach as well.
In terms of, we're going to talk about the payment to Doinn, but in terms of the payment to the cleaning company, how does that work? After each clean, is it an automatic payment from my account, or how does it work?
You can select whether it's a bi-weekly or a monthly payment. So we accumulate all the services, and then bi-weekly or monthly, we pay the cleaning companies.
Right. Okay. And do I pay you, or am I paying the cleaning company?
The host or the property manager pays us, right, and then we pay the cleaning company.
Yeah. Okay. So why would I use your service?
First of all, because it's easy to use. It puts your mind at ease. Second of all, you pay per service. You pay as you go. So there is no catch. It's completely free to start. It's completely free to try. If you need a service, you just pay for the service. If you want to connect your PMS system or your calendar, everything is possible inside the platform already. So it's very easy to start with a very low barrier to enter.
Okay. And how big is your target audience? I mean, it can be just as simple as having one property to use your service, right?
We're focusing mainly on the B2B customers, so meaning people that have more than 10 units, let's say. That's when it starts to get interesting. Obviously, when we do have services in certain areas and somebody registers on the website with one or two properties, we are not going to neglect that, and we're going to try to connect them with the housekeeping as well. But our system is basically built for that automation, for just like, I have a bunch of properties and I don't want to deal with anything anymore.
Yeah, I like that. I don't want to deal with cleaning. It's always a thought in our sides, isn't it? And the other question is, where is your target audience? Where are you servicing right now?
Right now, we are in mainly in Europe, in Spain, Italy, Portugal, some parts of the UK. We are also getting very active in the United States, which is always a very loaded answer as well. The United States is very big. We're currently building audiences in California, Texas, Georgia, Chicago, Florida, Arizona. So it's very wide. And now as well, our founders, they just relocated to Singapore to tackle the APAC market as well. So Australia and the Asian Pacific.
Okay. And how much does it cost to you? No, not so much how much does it cost. What is the business model then to use your service? So it is a pay as you go. There's no...
Yeah.
Okay. Fixed price, pay as you go.
Basically, like I said, we're negotiating the price with the housekeeping companies. What they want, what they think is a fair price for the service they're going to offer. Because a lot of times as well, in my experience already, housekeeping companies want to do it very well, and the hosts expect a little bit less to pay a little bit less, because it's more of a hotel turnaround a lot of times, 2 nights, 3 nights. So we negotiate that with the housekeeping company, making sure that they get the fair amount that they need to get paid in order to do their services and also to make money, obviously. That's what we're all here for. And then obviously the more services the host offers us, the better price we can ask them. And we add a small commission fee to that price that the host then eventually pays.
Right. Okay. So in a nutshell, though, as a property manager, I pay you either bi-monthly or once a month. You give me an invoice of all the cleans that the cleaning company has done, and I pay you one invoice a month, or two invoices.
The property manager pays immediately, and we accumulate that on our side in order for them to invoice weekly or bi-weekly or monthly to the housekeeping company.
Right. So then, as a property manager, I'm paying you after each clean.
Correct. Yes.
Right. Okay, that's fine. Now, is there a contract? Do you need to sign a contract to use your service?
No.
Okay.
You don't.
Okay, fair enough. Good. Well, that's come to the end of the usual questions. Was there anything else that we haven't touched on that you think we should know about?
I think we covered most of the subjects that we needed to talk about or that I wanted to get mentioned. So no, I think we're all good here.
Good. Well, if you have any questions for Tim or Doinn, you can pop them in the comments below. I will put a link for Doinn in the description. And thank you very much, Tim. Thank you for your time, and thank you for sharing Doinn with us.
Thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you. Thanks. Bye.
Bye.
Well, I hope you enjoyed that episode. If you'd like to catch up on the ones you've missed, just head to the Techsplained.com. That's for the longer interviews. But if you don't have time, you can always catch the short ones, the Tech Minis. Just head to the Techminis.com for extra short interviews. See you next time.